What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Torboy. Back at it again today with a new video. And if you can't tell, we're still on Halo Infinite. Now, we have a lot to talk about today. Don't necessarily know if I'm going to get any games in or not, because there is a lot to talk about. I do want to talk about the next COD update that is coming out and everything, because there is a lot of information in that. But as of today, starts the level 50 Halo 2 tournament. If you guys don't know what it is, it's a Halo 2 tournament over in Las Vegas. It started out as like a very small, like, grassroots thing. It wasn't too big from what I know, and then kind of just blew up because people started, hearing about it, and now it's this huge tournament that people are going to and everything, and it looks super fun. Of course, I'm not there because I don't have the means of travel right now. But this weekend, we will be trying to watch some of the event and everything. I'm going to be streaming most of this weekend and everything. I know I haven't streamed in the last couple of days. I have been super, super busy. I've had a lot of job offers thrown my way here in the last couple of days, so I've been super busy with all of that. But overall, besides that, the new Halo Infinite update, great journey. I've been playing for the last couple of days, been having a blast with it. I will say the only thing I haven't touched yet is the third-person firefight mode. I'm not a big firefight guy. It's never really been my thing that I play. I do need to hop in and try it, though. The third-person, everybody keeps saying it's super, super fun. It actually works very, very well in Halo Infinite. So who knows? If this does well, I think we could be seeing something that's kind of cool. And I want to set this as a precipice and as a reminder, because I want to set this for the third-person mode and Delta Halo, because I feel like a lot of people really don't talk about it enough, and I think it should be talked about more. But there is a huge thing in the Halo community that does need to just be kind of noted here with these updates that are coming out and these new modes that they are trying out that people are demanding. Please continue playing them, because the more you play these modes, the more they're going to notice, oh, hey, people like this. Let's do more things like this. That's why we haven't seen things like multi-team come back, or I'd even say, from what I know, they used to have ranked free-for-all. I also didn't know that was a thing at one point, and just no one played it. And that sucks, because I've been begging for ranked free-for-all for I don't know how fucking long, because I love free-for-all, but it sucks because there's no way for me to play free-for-all in an environment where I can actually truly, like, test my skill against people who are, around my rank and stuff like that. And it kind of sucks. I would love to have just, like, a bandit start FFA mode to where I can really captivate in getting better at FFA. I would say I'm a pretty decent FFA player already, but I don't know. I would just like to see more things come out with, like, different modes and people actually playing them. It seems like the Delta Arena mode is getting a lot of love, so hopefully we see more modes like that that are, like, more classic Halo geared. Of course, I do think it would work weird on some of the maps because they are designed around Halo's movement system, at least with Infinite. Same with, like, 5 and 4 and stuff like that. Like, all these modes are designed around how the movement feels in this game. So that actually, not only feels proper, but works properly as well. And I do hope that people continue playing them, because they are really good modes. Like, I have been hooked on the Delta Arena mode. I will say it's a bit fucking sweaty at the time being, but I do like it. I genuinely think it's a very solid mode. It gives people a taste of what, I think older players are wanting in Halo, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am more than down to have a mode that does attract the older player base, where they're like, yeah, I don't like the sprinting and stuff like that. I want it to be, the classic Halo movement style, where it's, very slow and methodical, and I think that mode really does capture it very, very well. So, if you haven't been playing Delta Arena and you do want to see more modes like that, then I just need to tell you, go ahead and go play it, because the more you play those modes, the more the devs see, oh, wait, people are liking this, the more that they are going to be enticed to continue adding modes like that to Halo Infinite. It's just the only way that they are able to get the feedback that is needed in order to make these modes and to make them successful, is to make sure that the community actually does want them. And if you all do want them, you have to, in turn, actually play them for more than, like, a day. You can't just play them for, like, a couple hours and be like, yeah, that's pretty good, and then go on to the next thing. Like, actually, play it, put time into it, learn it and everything, because it's genuinely only going to be good. I've also seen a lot of positive feedback from the third-person mode, like I had said previously, and I think if we get a third-person, just, like, multiplayer mode, I would love to play some third-person FFA. I kind of made a comment about it not too long ago, saying, damn, this is going to make... The Gears fans are going to be eaten because of this. Like, they're going to love this because, well, if y'all don't know, I love Gears of War just as much as I love Halo. Actually, I started playing those games around the same time when Gears 1 came out and everything. So Gears of War holds a very special place in my heart. And I think trying Halo in like that kind of setting to a degree, without the cover system and the role system, of course, I think it could be really, really fun, and I'm very excited to see what more they add with it, because it seems like a damn good mode. I keep seeing a lot of people hype it up and say, like, yeah, this is some of the most fun I've had in Infinite in months, or if not even years. So I think if we continue playing these modes, if we continue seeing them do well, we're only going to get more modes like that. We will only get more things that appeal to the group of people that do want those said things within Halo Infinite, and that's only a net positive for everybody. For like legit everybody. Like it's a win overall, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I love that we are seeing that more and more. It's just overall, like I said, it's just good. And I think if people aren't playing them, of course, we aren't going to see it nearly as much. And if people are playing it, we are going to see it quite a bit more often. And that can only be good, because that's just more content for all of us as players. So if you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend that you do. If you have played it, I want to know your opinions down below. How do you feel about it? How are you feeling about the Delta Arena mode? I know some people have had complaints with the SMG starts. I do really hope we get a BR starts version of it. Not Bandit. I want BR, because that's just kind of the classic Halo thing, is having the BR as your starting weapon. I know there's also been a lot of pros talking about, well, what if we change the starting weapon over in ranked as well? What if we switch back to the BR meta, where that was the original start for Halo Infinite before the Bandit came out? And listen, I'm down for that as well. I love a BR start. I love the Bandit too, quite a damn bit. I'm a big Bandit enjoyer. But I'm definitely not opposed to seeing the BR starts come back. I do think the BR definitely helps in some of the areas where Infinite really does get annoying on a competitive level, which is the whole jiggle picking aspect, because with the BR, you can't jiggle peek like you do with the Bandit, where the BR is a 3-shot burst. You have to hit all 3 of those shots to deal maximum damage. The Bandit, you kind of just have to jiggle out, shoot that one time and hit them, and then you can go back in. That's why you see a lot less full, like, peaks. You see a lot of that, like, jiggle peeking aspect, where somebody's not all the way out. They're kind of just, like, very minutely coming out of the space that they are in, and then taking the fight from there. So I hope we see that changed up a little bit, maybe. Who knows? I'm very excited to try out the new ranked maps. I actually haven't went and played ranked yet. I did try out Fortress just in a custom games, and I really did like the feel of it. I think that map could be super, super fun. Hopefully we see it in actual competitive play, like at events. I would not be opposed to that. Of course, I did talk about it in my last video. Argyle and Interference are out of ranked currently. I'm happy Interference is out. I don't think Interference worked well. It felt way too, like, one-sided compared to a lot of other maps, and that was the map's biggest fault and issue, was that it felt like, oh, hey, if you're not completely dominating, you were for sure losing this game, and that's a big issue in ranked. That's something that's not fun, is not having the playoff ability of, like, okay, I can play off of this person and still make, you know, a turn of events happen. So I'm happy to see that those maps are out, because I don't think they're just that great for the competitive environment. But also, I do miss Argyle. I'm going to miss that map, because I loved Capture the Flag on that map. I thought it was just super, super fun. Very unique as well, because it was a pretty open map for the most part. Like, there was a lot of direction on that map that could be used, and I thought it was very, very cool, personally, as a player. Like, I don't know. I've always personally enjoyed that map. I always had a lot of fun with it, so you know, I could be in the minority there of liking that map, but personally I did. I'm going to miss it in there, but I'm happy Interference is out, and Fortress and Midship seem very, very good in the competitive environment. I know the movement's a little crazy on Midship, but people do have to remember this. There's a lot of risk-reward with using some of these jump spots that I'm seeing on Midship, and I think that's another thing that's going to come into play, is like, yeah, you can do this, but are you going to be able to get the payoff, or are you just going to die in the middle of it? So I think that's something that needs to be talked about a little bit, of the risk-reward factor of using some of these, like, crazy slide spots where you can get from, you know, one side of the map to the other in a single slide. It's, you know, crazy, but yet again, it has that risk-reward factor. You're putting yourself out in the open in order to get this possible score, and that can be good or bad. That can be a, you know, a very useful thing, or it can be like, oh, wait, that was not the best decision I've ever made. And that's just sometimes how it goes. Like, that's just that's how the Halo games go sometimes. And we do have to take that into consideration. You know, like, there are these movement spots, but are they worth it in the end? Like, as a full-time viability, is it something that we're actually going to be using consistently, or is it something that, like, okay, this team isn't playing as well, let's use it now? Why the fuck did Link, stop it. What are we doing? But overall, I'm very excited for the next season. I think the next season of HCS is going to be one of the most competitive that we've seen. Of course, there's not a lot of updates on Roster Mania right now. We haven't seen any players come out and say what teams they are on. As soon as we get that information, though, I do want to do a full video on it because it's exciting. Like, genuinely very excited for the next season of HCS and Halo Infinite. I think it's going to be a crazy one, and I am just listen. I'm over the moon about it. I got to be honest here. Like it's exciting for me as a fan. It's exciting for me to like want to sit there and watch it, and I think it's just only going to get better as time goes on. I think it's gonna lead into the next Halo next year. I think we're gonna be getting some announcements. At least in my personal opinion, I think that's what we would get is next year here. Hey, this is the next game. Be ready for it. So I don't think we'll be getting a year 5 of HCS with Infinite, but I think with Infinite, despite this game's low points, like I know the game gets a lot of criticism. When it comes to a competitive like aspect though, we're gonna have some memories from this game to look back on and be like, wow, this was good. Like this was a good time. I also don't care if this person wins or not. If he does, good for him. If he doesn't, oh well. Gotcha, Goober. But overall, this next year, I think with Halo is going to be a pretty damn good one. Like I said, I'm just very excited for everything. I'm excited for Halo to be taken seriously again. I think that the next game is really going to show that. I have a lot of trust in Halo Studios, especially with the direction they're even going with Infinite. Really making Infinite feel the way that Infinite should have felt when it first came out. Despite the game still having its issues, I think Infinite's in a pretty damn good spot. I keep recommending people, hey, if you haven't played Infinite in months, like, go back and give it a shot. There's so much now. So many new modes, there's new maps, there's just new experiences overall to be had, and I think it's overall just really good for the game. But besides that, that's just Halo stuff. Let's talk about this new COD update, because I really do want to talk about it, so give me 1 second here. I actually do need to go pull up the entire roadmap that we had seen from yesterday, and I just need to talk about it a little bit, because there is a lot to dive into, and I do want to keep doing COD videos. It's just, listen, if the game's going to be running as poorly as it was for me not too long ago, we're going to have some issues. So I do want to talk about that a little bit as well. We will be getting into that. So let me go ahead and switch this over really quick. All right, pulling this up now. There we go. So right here is the entire Season 1 roadmap of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. There's a lot. There's a lot right here. Like, it's actually kind of insane. Probably the most in-depth COD season that we have seen in a very, very long time. I'm going to try to shorten the screen just a little bit so y'all can see this a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Actually, I can move this over. It doesn't matter. But let's talk about this a little bit. So, for multiplayer, there is 6 new maps. That's quite a damn bit. There's Hideout, Extraction, and Heirloom. Okay, cool. I'm excited for that. New 6v6 maps. I think I'll also probably be in competitive as well, possibly. I don't know exactly how CDL stuff works. I don't keep up with it. But if these maps are good, that's great. I do trust Treyarch making good maps. I know a lot of people don't like the maps in Black Ops 6. I personally don't mind them. There's a mixed bag. I will say that. Personally, in my opinion, I would like to see more medium-sized maps, kind of like maps like Summit or shit, even like Jungle or Firing Range or stuff like that. They're more medium-sized. I think it just played really, very, very well with that game's movement and everything. And then, of course, in the in-season, so it'll be like mid-season update, there's Racket, which is 2v2 and 6v6. Hacienda, which is a Black Ops 4 map. A very good Black Ops 4 map at that. If you all remember that map, good. And then also Nuketown Holiday. They do that every year with like the small maps like Shipment Holiday, and then they have like Nuketown Holiday and stuff like that. And then there's the gameplay updates, which is the hand cannon score streak, which is super exciting. I love the hand cannon in any game that it's in. Whether it was, the old Seraph ability back in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, or when it was a kill streak. It's just fun. It's a one-shot Desert Eagle equivalent. It's very, very fun. A new perk called Shadow, which I'm interested. It seems like, at least from the picture here, I'm going to go ahead and give my hypothesis on what this could be. You don't trigger spring mines and shit, which seems interesting, and I kind of want to try it out. That seems very cool. I like the idea of that. And then a wild card called High Roller. Don't know what that means. Don't even know what that would do, but it seems pretty interesting, and I'll be there to check it out. And then also there are 3 new modes coming as well, which is ransack, prop hunt, and ranked play. Prop hunt is kind of just goated and caught at this point. I If y'all don't know what prop hunt is, just go look up old prop hunt videos. You can find them in Call of Duty or Gmod. You'll get the idea, and they're awesome. So I'm very excited that's coming back. I hope it stays in full time. I think it should as a party mode. It's just very, very good for that. I also think they should add like gun games, sticks and stones, one in the chamber, and stuff like that. I think overall it's just a positive. And then of course we got Warzone, which is not my thing. I typically don't care. So there is a new map called Arena 99 or Area 99. It's a resurgence mode. There's Urzikistan and then Rebirth Island as well. There's the BR ranked play. The modes are BR, Resurgence, and Plunder, which is pretty cool. There's all the gameplay updates. Of course, it's Black Ops 6 into Warzone. There's nothing else to go over really there. And then in Zombies, there is a lot of content for Zombies, and I'm very excited to say that. So let's get into it. There's the directed mode for Terminus and Liberty Falls. 3 new Gobblegums, who knows what they could be, and a new map called Citadel des Morts, I think is how you say it, or de Mort, I don't know. But that's, I think, going to be pretty damn interesting. I'm very excited for a new Zombies map to come in. I think it's going to be very fun. Happy that the Zombies fans are eating. The two maps that are already out are very good, and I need to actually go in and finish Terminus's Easter egg. Might do that tonight on stream. Who knows what we're going to be doing. And then, of course, there's the new bundles. There's the Tracer pack for the Replacer, Brightmare. There's the Sev Tier 100 skin, a Goliath with companion finishing move, which seems kind of cool, I guess. There's a new event called the Hit List, and there are a load of new weapons that are going to be in here. So there's the Krieg C, which, mind me if I'm wrong here, the Krieg was the Galil in Cold War. I'm not opposed. There's the SOG SMG that was also, I'm pretty sure, in Cold War. There's the Siren 9mm SMG, which seems kind of cool. I'm down to try that out. That sounds fun. There's the Power Drill, which is a melee weapon. There's the AMR Mod 4, which is the Barrett. Please, for the love of God, make it a good Barrett. Please. Do not make that thing like the fucking one in Cold War. That thing was so bad, it was actually unfun to use. And then there's the Maelstrom shotgun, which seems like it might be broken as hell. But you know what? That doesn't matter. I'm still going to probably try it out. Of course, then there's the Cleaver, and there's 2 new attachments, which kind of gets me a little excited. I hope we get some attachment stuff added. That's kind of cool. Just give me new things to use. There's the Buffer Weight Stock and the Dragon's Breath. That's something. Interesting enough. That's why. I mean, I'm here for it, but why? But other than that, there's really not much else to cover. I know that they are also reworking Recon as well, which is great because Recon is kind of ridiculous. I've had people get mad at me for saying that. It is. I'm not even talking at this from a competitive standpoint. The fact, I know they fixed it recently. If you don't know, there was a bug with Recon where you could be playing Search and Destroy. If y'all don't know, in COD, in Black Ops 6 particularly, you can like switch your classes before you use them. So what people were doing was running to mid-map, switching their classes to Recon, and then knowing where everyone was and then switching back. It was kind of ridiculous. It was basically, it was free wall. It was legal wall hacks. Like, you were using legit wall hacks. It was kind of ridiculous. It's also very annoying in things like hardcore as well. If y'all don't know, I was playing a lot of hardcore to get the camo grind done, and it's ridiculous in there as well. My only other thing that I hope they fix, as someone who's playing on a pretty, I'm playing on like a mid-tier PC. I know what my PC can run and what it cannot. I hope they add some stability fixes as well, because Black Ops 6 has had a lot of stability issues for me, and that's actually why I haven't been playing as much recently. It's kind of ridiculous to me that I can run Infinite at like pretty high settings, get a consistent 144 FPS, except like sometimes I'll like get like 120 depending on the map, because sometimes the maps just don't agree that well with my shit. But it's never really too bad. But then I'll go play Black Ops 6, and I'm getting like 90, which is kind of ridiculous for playing on a PC that I'm playing on currently. It's also weird because I did the benchmark test on Black Ops 6, getting 100% bottleneck. And I was like, that's not right. There's, like, I know my stuff is compatible with everything. Like, I'm not stupid. I made sure my stuff actually worked together before I built the thing. And then I went and ran my own bottleneck test, and there's like maybe 15%, like if even that, which isn't that bad. I shouldn't be having the issues that I should be having, and it's just kind of ridiculous. But I hope they do add some stability fixes. I think it'd be very good for the game. I know a lot of other PC players have been having the same issue as well, so hopefully they fix that. I think it's needed. Optimization needs to be a key thing in a lot of these games that are coming over as being cross-plat, especially like Call of Duty. It needs to be a huge focus. We need better optimization. I think that's something that I think across the board could just be better with a lot of games. It's an issue with Silent Hill 2, for example, with the remake. I did a whole video talking about that, and it's pretty bad. But other than that, though, that's really all I have to cover today. I do want to end off something here, though. I do have to get serious for a second because I've noticed a lot of things in the Halo community, particularly because that's where I am most active at. I need to set this as a reminder and as a precipice for people who come through here and support my content. I greatly do appreciate you all. But if you are a bigot, do not support me. I don't want you here. Ever. So don't. It's as simple as that. Don't come back. I don't want you to. And then if you at me on Twitter, I'll probably just be like, that's really cool, buddy. Ha ha. And then block you. It's as simple as that. I don't want you here. I try to make my community here a thing that is more positive. I like to make fun of a lot of stuff. I like to joke around with my friends, and that's totally fine. But we are not pieces of shit as human beings. We're pretty decent people, I'd say, for the most part, and that's what we aim to be here. I like talking about games. I like talking about things that people may say in, the comments. If you all make a good point, I like to usually point it out, and stuff like that. And we try to overall be positive here, and we treat people with respect. We treat people as if they are people, because they are. You can be whoever you want, and you are accepted here. So if you are looking for a place to, come down and just talk about video games and be a little bit of an idiot like I am, you found your place. But if you're a bigot and you don't accept people for who they are because you think that it's an infringement on you, you're just simply wrong. And there's an unsub button. I don't care how many I lose. I don't do this as a full-time job, so I don't really care. But I'm just here to make a positive impact on a community that I love, and that's what I aim to do. So other than that, I'm going to hop out of here. I love you all. And, yeah. Later, dudes.